What is up, guys, and welcome back to the video. And today we have 10 things cartoon shows want you to forget about. Number 10, The Simpsons vs Family Guy. It's hard to believe that these two popular TV shows had a feud that lasted a long time. Some people were surprised when they decided to make a crossover episode because in 2005 they basically hated each other. The writers of The Simpsons made an episode called The Italian Bob, and they were making fun of Family Guy by accusing the creators of plagiarism. How did the creators of Family Guy respond to this episode? Well, they did something that no one will ever forget. In the Family Guy episode, Moving Out, there was a fake Simpsons advertisement on the bottom of the screen. The advertisement showed Quagmire attempting to rape Marge while she tries to fight back. After he rapes her, she actually says it was fantastic. Later on, it shows Quagmire killing the entire Simpsons family. Number 9, Tiny Toon Adventures. Most people know this cartoon as a spin-off of Looney Tunes. This is a light-hearted show that was made for young children, but there was this one episode that changed everything. This cartoon wanted to focus on some very serious issues so they can teach children a lesson. But they failed at doing that when they made an episode of drunk driving. In the episode, Buster finds a cold beer in the fridge and he shares the bottle with his friends. When they finish drinking it, they immediately show signs of being drunk. Their eyes were bloodshot and they started to slur their words. Buster, Hanson, and Plucky went outside. Then, the drunk trio stole a police car, drove it up a mountain, and crashed the car into a graveyard. The episode ends with them dying and turning into angels. Number 8, SpongeBob. Not only is this the cartoon that everyone grew up loving, but it is also the longest running show on Nickelodeon. For years, fans have been wondering about SpongeBob's sexuality because it has never been addressed in the show. Nickelodeon has made 9 seasons of the show, and not once has SpongeBob ever shown any interest in women. In matter of fact, there's a lot of evidence that supports the theory that SpongeBob is actually gay. He is always holding Patrick's hand when they are watching Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and in one episode he even says he likes Squidward in a flirty way. Number 7, The Cleveland Show. If there's one thing that everyone can agree on, it's that this show made an amazing coming out storyline. In the second season, Cleveland decides to go to a gay bar, and that's when he discovers that his best friend Trevor is bisexual. The best part about all this is that Trevor and Paul prove that not all gay men match the stereotypes. Just when everyone thought that the storyline was perfect, the writers had to ruin everything. In one episode, Cleveland says, "You know what bugs me about this whole thing? Neither of you seem gay. Gays should make their gayness obvious to everyone, like Paul Lynde or Adam Lambert, or every conservative politician ever." Adding this line in the episode was a big mistake because many gay fans were offended when they heard it. Number 6, Pokemon. As most of you know, this iconic show is technically not considered a cartoon, but it was way too hard to not include this storyline on the list. Beauty and the Beach is the 18th episode of the original Pokemon series, and it was definitely the worst one they ever made. The whole episode is about all of the female characters joining a beauty pageant. Ash and Brock were surprised when they saw Misty, who was only 10 years old, wearing a bikini. James enters the pageant by wearing an inflatable suit. He turns to Misty and says, "Maybe when you're older, you'll have a chest like this." The big issues with this episode was that they sexualized a little girl and then bullied her for having a flat chest. You don't have to worry about ever seeing this episode on your TV screen because it is banned in many countries and was not included in the English box sets. Number 5, Scooby-Doo. According to Scooby-Doo, the worst thing that can possibly happen to an attractive woman is gaining weight. All it took was one episode to make people feel insecure about their body weight. Cartoons like Scooby-Doo are supposed to make children feel happy, not sad. In one episode, all the main characters are cursed with losing the one thing that matters the most to them. Fans were angry when they found out that the one thing Daphne cares about the most is her small frame. She went from being a size 2 to a size 8, which is actually still smaller than the average size woman in America. Warner Bros. Tried to justify what they did by saying that the episode was supposed to make Daphne realize that her friends are the most important people in her life. Number 4, South Park. This is a show that is known for making controversial storylines. South Park writers are not afraid to cross the line, even if it means that their episodes will most likely offend many people. Watching the show without seeing anything that's racist, homophobic, or sexist is impossible. 200 and 201 are the most well-known episodes that cause the most controversy. In the episode, Tom Cruise filed a lawsuit against the town and he promised to drop it if the town helped him meet the Islamic prophet Muhammad. Many people are angry with this because the citizens of South Park feared that forcing Muhammad to meet Tom Cruise would cause Muslims radicals to bomb the town. After the creators of the show received threats from an extremist organization, the episodes were censored by Comedy Central. Also, some people believe that 200 was linked to a Times Square bomb attempt, but hopefully that isn't true. Number 3, Dexter's Laboratory. In 1997, this show made an episode called Rude Removal, but Cartoon Network never released it because it was way too inappropriate for children. In this segment, Dexter invents a machine to remove the rudeness from his sister. When Dee Dee found out about this invention, she was very angry and said that he's the one who's being rude. They started fighting and somehow ended up in the machine. Dexter and Dee Dee split into two pairs, a polite pair and a rude pair. It's no surprise that Cartoon Network never showed the segment because the rude pair said the F word at least 10 times. Also, the rude version of Dexter and Dee Dee insulted their mother, threw food at her face, and then destroyed her home. This segment was released online by Adult Swim in 2013. Number 2, Family Guy. It's hard to find someone who has never watched or heard about this cartoon. Just like South Park, this is a show that continues to push boundaries. Many Family Guy episodes get away with taking things way too far, but fans were not willing to let the episode's screams of silence slip away without receiving any criticism. Quagmire's sister, Brenda, has a boyfriend who is constantly hitting her and she doesn't do anything to stop him. Instead of leaving him, she tries to justify his actions and puts the blame on herself. The worst part about the episode is that they made fun of the victim more than they made fun of the abuser. After the episode aired on Fox, it was all over the news. Almost every media organization had a negative reaction to the way domestic violence was portrayed in this episode. Number 1, American Dad. By now, everyone should know that Stan Smith has been extremely homophobic in many episodes. In the episode Surrogate, Stan's gay neighbors announce that they are planning on having a child, and Francine agrees to be their surrogate. After the baby is born, Stan kidnaps her because he believes that gay people are not capable of raising children. He drives to Nebraska so the baby can be adopted by straight parents. Later on in the episode, a lesbian couple gives Stan an intervention, and he responds by kidnapping their children and plans on taking them to an orphanage. Finally, he realizes that it doesn't matter if a child is raised by gay parents or straight parents. This episode was meant to teach Stan a valuable lesson, but the writers did it in a horrible way. As always, thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I will see you all in the next video.